Hello friends, and welcome back to the Dork Side. I'm the Dork in the Road. Today I owe you an apology. I hate, or at least mildly dislike, self-indulgent YouTuber videos where they complain and whine about their horrible life as full-time YouTubers and how hard it is and all of that. So, having said that, this video may seem like that to many of you. That's not the intent. This video is an apology and an explanation, just a heads up about maybe some changes that are going to be made to the channel, that I'm going to make to the channel. But if you don't want to listen to a lengthy explanation and apology, I get it. But that's what this video is about. So things are going to change a little, and I want to explain why for those of you who might be curious or will notice that something is up. The fact is, numbers are not good right now. I'm lucky enough to do this as a job. I recognize that the numbers of subscribers and revenue and views that I have now are numbers that I would have literally murdered someone for just 2 or 3 years ago. I'm lucky, I'm fortunate, I feel good, I'm happy that I'm able to do this as a job, but things are not trending in the right direction. I recognize that the types of content that I'm making, have made over the last 6 months are a factor. But the numbers are so bad, we're talking half of what they were a year ago. And people are very helpful and they suggest things like, well, it's winter and it's the off season. But last November and December were my best months of the year. And this year I've done half of what I did last year. So yes, my content is a factor, and we're gonna talk about that because that's something that's in my control. But something's going on the YouTube side too. And it's not just me. Jess from Her Two Wheels had a very long, heartfelt video explaining what's been going on over the last few months and explaining why she is gonna stop doing non-motorcycling related content. And I'm essentially gonna have to do the same thing because something on the YouTube side has changed and they're just not showing videos to as many people. And so I need to think about playing their game and doing things a little bit differently. And also changing my content because I recognize that I'm not without fault here and I can only control what I can control. So that's what this video is about. It's an explanation of, I can't control the YouTube things, but I can control my channel. So I wanna apologize, explain, and talk about what the plan is going forward to maybe refocus and get back to basics and what this channel is really about and what it's always been about. So this is what I'm gonna focus on going forward. This is the type of content you can expect to see from me going forward. First of all, back to basics. The mission of this channel, my personal mission, is to inspire, educate, and empower people to go out and have adventures of their own. Typically that means on a motorcycle or somehow related to a motorcycle. Anything that does not align with that philosophy or reinforce that philosophy or that mission is not going to be on the channel anymore. And that includes less personal things, less updates on the property, things like that. I got it in my head that this channel is called Dork in the Road. It's about me and my adventures and the things that I do, and that some of you or many of you would be interested in that, as a sort of color around the informational content. It always annoyed me when people post all these videos preaching and explaining things, but they never post any content of them actually doing the thing, so I don't know if they actually do the thing. So I have posted a lot of content adjacent or just about me personally, adjacent to what I do, adjacent to motorcycling. And one, it's clear that many of you are not interested in that, and that's fine, I get it. You're here for one thing, and that thing is motorcycling. It doesn't do as well, but the other thing is YouTube rewards focused niches. And as much as I hate to not make the content I want in order to appease the YouTube gods, on some level, that's what you have to do. You have to play the game. So my niche is dual sport and adventure motorcycling with an emphasis on motorcycle camping, or a side emphasis. Anything not directly related to dual sport or adventure motorcycling or moto camping will probably no longer appear on this channel. It may be that I have to niche down even more and focus just on the riding and the motorcycle recommendations and the reviews and find another outlet for the camping stuff. We'll see. I'm going to try a few things. I'd like to keep the camping trips on this channel. It may be that the camping trips have to move to the Giant Loop channel, or I may just start doing some for that channel so I can focus more on specific informational content on this channel. And to that end, you're gonna see more informational content. Probably my biggest strength and my advantage in this niche, in this market, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm pretty good at explaining things. There is the fact that I have a degree in English and in teaching. That's sort of my wheelhouse. So I feel like I should lean into that more, lean into the thing that is my strength. I'm not the best writer. I don't create I'm not the best filmographer. I don't make amazing nature videos. I am pretty good at sitting here and talking to you and explaining things in a way that makes sense even to new writers. So we're gonna lean into the informational content more. You're gonna see less trips and adventure videos. That's not to say there won't be any. Obviously, when I do the Oregon BDR, there'll be videos there. But trying to focus more on the bread and butter content that more people seem to enjoy, watch and enjoy. That is why most people subscribe. Those videos do way better than all my other content. And the people that subscribe because of informational content want to see more informational content. And that's why, again, my channel may be too diversified. I don't know. We have to experiment to find out what works best. It confuses the algorithm when, as an example, I know there are a lot of you that really like the camping videos. You guys always say, hey, more camping videos, more camping videos. But that group is smaller than the group that is here for informational videos. 30% of you click on every single camping video. And I appreciate you, I love you. But all YouTube sees is that 70% of my subscribers didn't watch that video. And so they think that video must suck. And then when I put out an informational video, you people who enjoy camping videos don't watch it, but 70% do, and YouTube thinks, well, that's the video that people want to see. So that's how the niches kind of work in a very quick and dirty way. So you just got to focus in, and I'm going to keep experimenting with it. I don't want to give up the things I love. This is not about subverting who I am and the types of content I want to make in service of the YouTube gods, right? That is the ultimate selling out, is not making the content that you enjoy that's true and real to you. But I may need to structure it differently, is what I'm saying. You are also going to see less focus on gear and affiliate links. I have a confession to make. This is personal, so if you want to not see me talk about personal things, I'm surprised you're still here, but I am the king of imposter syndrome. Okay, I live my life every day, and I've been doing this job for a year and a half now, right? Literally living my dream, so happy, so grateful, but I live every day. I wake up and I think today's the day that somebody's gonna figure out that I have no business doing this thing. It's all gonna fall apart and I'm gonna have to go back to my old job. Every day, every video. Every time a video underperforms, it's like, well, that's it. People figured it out. I have no business doing this thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm terrified of that. I make a lot of decisions based on that fear and that anxiety. Not a great way to run a business, but it's also just who I am as a person. And so one of the ways I've tried to combat that, or at least make it so that I feel a little bit more secure, is to create additional revenue streams. At the end of the day, I have to be able to pay my bills in order to do this, right? I have to be able to feed my family. I have to be able to put clothes on my kid before I send her to school. So I want to know that if something were to happen to one of my revenue streams, if Harold from Giant Loop wakes up tomorrow and goes, that Ben guy sucks at making videos, and decides to stop paying me, I want to know that I can still do this thing, that I can still pay the bills. And so that's why I have tried so hard to create additional revenue streams in a way that I thought was not super obtrusive, with the exception of the sponsored videos, but I have a strategy for those too. But really, all it's been is my anxiety causing me to constantly put those things in front of people. And it does, as one person aptly put it, make the video seem like an infomercial. And that is not my goal. It also does not serve the mission of this channel when I'm suggesting, or at least people think I'm suggesting, I get this comment a lot, that you need a $600 tent or a $15,000 motorcycle to go out and have moto camping adventures, and you don't. And that's not what this channel was built on, and that's not the message I want to send. And so the overemphasis on products and affiliate links has kind of sent that message. It sends the wrong message, and it's turned a lot of people off. And you know what? I get it. Anxiety is a hell of a thing. It makes you do things that are maybe counter to who you are as a person or what you believe in sometimes. And I just, it's like somebody mentioned that, and it's like a glass wall was shattered, and suddenly I see it everywhere. There's just way too much. So there's going to be less of that going forward. I'm not going to not talk about products, particularly things that I think are useful, but I'm not going to say the same tent and the same camping crap in every video, okay? You're not going to have to hear about my Big Agnes and how much I love it every video. If someone asks, I'll answer the question. I get asked all the time, is the other reason I throw it in there. You will see Giant Loop stuff because I use Giant Loop stuff exclusively, but I'll try to save the sales pitches for their channel, and if you want that stuff, you can see it over there. I do a sponsored video occasionally. I get paid for those videos. The e-bike reviews are an example of that, and that's me trying to secure a revenue stream, but I try to do it in a way that's less obtrusive. So basically, here's my strategy, so that it's out there articulated, you guys understand that I'm trying to be cognizant of this. Monday, Wednesday videos are for you guys always. I will always put out a Monday, Wednesday video. Those are always gonna be motorcycling or motorcycle camping related. If I have a sponsored video, I like to think of that as an extra video, and I'll drop it on a Friday. So it does not take away from the content. You're not getting less content because of those videos. And I try to make them obvious so that you know that if that's something you're not interested in, you don't have to watch it. Please skip those things if you're not interested in them. But I try to make them as unobtrusive as possible when I have those deals that I work out. That may be what's hurting the channel too. So we're gonna keep messing with it. If it continues to have a negative impact, then it's not worth it. If it drives you guys away, it's not worth it. It's not my intention to alienate or monetize my audience or my community. I don't know, I go back and forth. It's like on some level, some of you guys are so supportive and you're like, whatever you need to make ends meet, we're cool with it, right? And so if that includes doing an e-bike video now and then, because I think they're fun and people might be interested, you guys are cool, whatever, I'll watch it or I won't. Other people are like, you're a damn sellout, I don't believe anything you say, all you want to do is push products on us. So I got to find that balance, and the balance is less products than what I've been doing. So you're going to see less of that going forward. That's the plan. The other reason I point the products out so much is that I feel so grateful that companies want to send me things. I just want to make sure that they're getting recognized and they feel like they're getting their end of the bargain. But again, that's anxiety driving decision making. It's not necessarily good content. So less of that. That's my promise. That's the plan. Another thing I'm going to do to get back to basics, to find the groove of this channel and make it more tightly focused, is I'm going to sell my Norden. Back to the I thought this channel was about me and my adventures thing. You know, I've grown and evolved as a rider, and it's fun for me to try a little bit more expensive bikes. It's fun for me to try a little more powerful, higher performance bikes. I enjoy that. It's fun, it's been cool, it's been eye-opening, but it's not been great for the channel. And it's not what the channel's about. I built this channel on entry-level, not super expensive, low-cost, reliable Japanese dual sports and adventure bikes. And so it should not have been a surprise when the Norden was not incredibly well received by this community. I just wanted to get new bike, make new content, right? Thought people would be interested in it. And honestly, if you guys remember, it was a Tenere I was after. I only pre-ordered the Norden because I couldn't get a Tenere, and then a Tenere fell into my lap. But the point is, that bike does not fit the mission of this channel in the way that some of the other bikes that I've had and ridden do. Owning, riding, and making content on the Norden doesn't necessarily serve the mission of this channel. And while I love that bike, I really do, it's super fun, it's gotta go. So I'm gonna sell it. So if you're interested, I may make a couple more videos on it, but I'm gonna let it go soon, so I guess hit me up. Yeah. And instead, the plan going forward is I'm gonna hang on to my Tenere and my 450L. So the Tenere, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna do long-term, I'm gonna build it, and I'm gonna maybe even have the suspension done, all that stuff. That will be my adventure bike that's always in the garage, ready to go for me. 450L is the bike I'm sticking with for now because I've done my light adventure build. My plan is to take it on the Oregon BDR. I wanna keep those two bikes in the stable. They're paid off. I wanna sell the Norden, and I wanna use the proceeds from that to start a series of test bikes. I want to get back to the Japanese entry-level, or at least beginner-friendly motorcycles. I don't get bikes from manufacturers. I have talked to several, and they don't like where I live, or I don't know, my content's not focused enough, right? Back to the same problem. So they don't send me bikes. So the only way that I can make content and long-term test a motorcycle is to buy it. So I kind of want to rotate through, start with my brother's 500X because it's here, seems to be well received, people are enjoying that content, so do a little bit more content on it, you know, up to and including a long-term review, right? Maybe build it, maybe put parts, I don't know. But then other bikes, like I'm leaning towards like a KLX 300 because there's a ton of content out there on the 300L, but like nobody seems to be making content on the KLX 300. So I'd like to get one and test it and see how it does. I don't know, what do you guys think? What's a good bike for that? The DR650 is another one that I've never ridden. I want more background knowledge so that when I put out videos like the one I just released of the best beginner adventure bikes, it's all bikes I've ridden, right? It's not speculation, and so this is one way to do that. That seems to serve the needs of the channel and the mission of the channel, and will help attract new riders and help new riders reinforce new writers. And the great thing about helping new writers is, one, there's always more of them, right? There's always new writers coming in. But two, it's the only group of writers that every writer was a part of or has been a part of or understands. Because even the best writer was a new writer at one time. So they understand and empathize with those people, what it's like. Everyone has that common experience, so it's a good thing. And helping and educating people is my life's work. It is the thing that motivates me. It is the thing that I want to do, helping people build confidence and live their dreams and go and have adventures of their own. So we're going to focus in on that. Less focus on me, more focus on you, is what I'm saying. So if you made it this far, I just want to apologize for the quality of the content over the last couple of months. This summer was, again, I have so much privilege here, so take it with a grain of salt, but I overscheduled myself. We got to move into this amazing new house. I was traveling all over the place, and I was just stressed and stretched thin, and honestly, the channel started to tank, and I just got depressed, is what happened. I got depressed, I put on a bunch of weight. It was not a good scene, and so that, coupled with a lot of the negative reaction, some of it well-deserved considering the content I was putting out, really put me in a bad place and made me react in a bad way to the negativity. And I just have to apologize because I spent a lot of time not being excellent to everyone. I did not practice what I preach. It was a rough summer, and frankly, I'm sorry. I failed. I failed you. I failed to be the positive, upbeat, inspirational, educational content creator that I want to be, and stupid whining about, oh, I have to live my dream and I have to travel all over and do motorcycle things. I get it, but every job is hard in its own way. Every job has stress, and this one's no different. So, but the stress and negativity coupled with the bad channel performance put me in a really bad place, reinforced my imposter syndrome, and well, it just was a bad scene. So I'm sorry. Thank you for still being here. I appreciate you. You deserve better, and I'm going to do better. Thank you for continuing to support me. I'm lucky to be able to do this, and I need to stop and smell the roses and appreciate it, but I also need to focus in on the things that made this channel great in the first place. That's what we're going to do going forward. Thank you for watching, and now more than ever, please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.